guys, my name is Kayla Rain and today I'm doing my wrap up for the month of May. So in the month of May I read 10 books, I watched one book to movie adaptation, and I found 3 new YouTubers that I just really started to love watching their videos and wanted to share with you guys. So I'll just go ahead and start with the booktubers that I've really been loving this month. And the first one is Brie May from The Brie May, and she just did this amazing video on creator self-care that I highly recommend anyone who is making videos on YouTube, not just booktube, check out, because it was just so awesome. And after watching that video I just kind of had to binge watch all her other videos, and then that is how I ended up just watching every video on her channel, and you should do it too. The second booktuber that I really kind of started watching this month and really enjoyed, and she's been around for about a year now I guess on booktube, and I just never heard of her channel before, and that is Franny from Franny and the Pages. And wow, you want to talk about a fun personality that just puts a smile on your face when you're watching her videos. So if you're having a bad day, you want to watch a booktube video that's going to cheer you up, just watch any of her videos because she's just so fun and bubbly and has such a great personality. And the third booktuber that I started really liking this month was Shelby from The Eclectic Aficionado, and I'm not sure if she started her booktube channel towards the end of April or the beginning of May. I know I've just been watching her from the beginning because she's friends with Alexis from Shelf Life Extension, and I just decided to check her out because she's Alexis's roommate and friend, so I thought, you know, what could go wrong? And she's just super awesome. She reads some books that I've never even heard of. Like, she reads a lot of paranormal, romance, and sci-fi type stuff, so if that is your thing, definitely check her out. So I will link all those channels in the down bar below, and now let's just get into the books that I read. So I started my month off strong with The Skies Everywhere by Jandy Nelson, and I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5 stars. This is about a girl who loses her older sister unexpectedly. She's a senior in high school. She is kind of struggling with family relationships, romantic relationships, her friendships, work, going to school, and basically just moving on with her life, and I just fell in love with this book. Loved it. There were just so many moments where I felt like the author had, you know, written down something so remarkable and profound that I had to, you know, kind of tab it. But I have heard a lot of mixed reviews on this, that people don't love it as much as I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, so very greatly looking forward to picking that one up, because if that one was so good that this one was mediocre to them, I don't even know what I'll Give You the Sun is going to be like, because that just sounds like it's going to blow my mind. The second book that I read this month, I actually didn't read a physical copy of. I listened to it on audiobook, and that was Vicious by V.E. Schwab, and it was good. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I tried read it with Gretchen over on Chic Nerd Reads and Trina from Between Chapters, and we did like some collaboration videos and everything, and that was super fun. I did enjoy the book. I'm much more looking forward to reading the actual book because the narrator just grated on my nerves so bad, so I couldn't even fully enjoy the book, which I feel like it probably would have gotten a 5 out of 5 stars had it not been for that. So, very much looking forward to purchasing Vicious by V.E. Schwab and having a physical copy that I can read and I can really delve into. The third book that I read this month was Everything That Makes You by Mariah McStay, and this was the book that came in my April OWL box, and I liked it. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. It is kind of like a parallel storyline with one girl who went through this really traumatic, tragic accident that ended up scarring her face when she was younger, and then that same girl as if she hadn't gotten into that accident and what life would have been like. To be honest, I preferred Fiona's storyline better than Fee's storyline, and I almost felt like maybe this could have just been a novella with just the one story, and I would have liked it even better. But it is still worth a read. I thought it was good. I thought the way everything kind of twined together was really nice, and I enjoyed it. And I'm pretty sure this is a debut book for this author, so that was pretty impressive. The 4th, 5th, and 6th book that I read this month for Read Your Bookshelf-a-thon was The Summer I Turned Pretty, It's Not Summer Without You, and We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. And it's just a little bind-up that I bought. And I started off this trilogy liking it, kind of like a easy, mindless, entertainment type of read. And I was really liking it. And I gave the first book 3 stars, the second book 3 stars, and the third book I gave 1 star because, wow, what a piece of crap to me to write one character a particular way and then completely change that character to serve the plot. I realize that the plot has to keep going in the direction that the author wanted it to go. Please don't write 2 books where this character is this wonderful, great person who is not, pardon my French, an asshole, and then in the third book just make him that just so the main character will, go with the other love interest. That drove me crazy. I felt like it was such a fail. The third book, and I'm sorry for anyone who loves this trilogy. Yeah, I really don't mean to step on anyone's toes who love that trilogy, but it wasn't for me. And I feel like this is another book that is gonna get so much hate on BookTube. It's Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars because I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. This is about the main character, Selena Sardathian. I think that's how you say her name. She is a world-class assassin, and she gets entered into this contest to be like the king's personal assassin, and it'll grant her her freedom. And I just felt like I think I set my expectations too high on this book going in because I heard that she was this really strong female character who was awesome and completely independent, and I didn't get that vibe from this book. However, I've heard from many people that the first book is kind of hit or miss for some people, but if you continue on with the series, it will get better. I do intend to continue on with the series because, like I said, I didn't hate this book. I just think maybe I set my expectations way too high for it. I mean, 3 out of 5 still isn't a bad rating. It just wasn't everything I was wishing it would be. I'm sorry, BookTube. And then back to Read Your Bookshelf-a-thon, I went ahead and read House of Many Ways by Diana Wynne Jones, and this is a sequel to Howl's Moving Castle, but I don't think it's necessarily a sequel. More of a companion novel is what it felt like to me reading it. Gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was really nice. We have a different main character than the regular book, and it just kind of intertwines with the Howl's Moving Castle world. We do get to see old characters from Howl's Moving Castle, so it was a nice treat to just kind of jump back into that world because it's so whimsical and wonderful and magical. So if you like any types of fantasies that have like true whimsy to them, definitely check out Howl's Moving Castle and House of Many Ways by Diana Wynne Jones. And then I read a graphic novel this month, which I totally count in the book thing, so this counts towards my 10, and it was This One Summer by Jillian Tamaki and Mariko Tamaki. Sorry if I'm butchering those names, but it's just this graphic novel about a girl who goes to her summer beach house with her family, and it's like a contemporary put into a graphic novel. There are all these different issues with friendship and relationships and family, and it was just really nice to see that play out in a graphic novel because I feel like most graphic novels don't deal with contemporary issues, so this was just kind of like really awesome to read and different, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, which maybe I've already said, but I'll say it again. And finally, I'm going to finish up my wrap up for books with Grasshopper Jungle by Andrew Smith. And I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars, and the only way I can describe this book is uncomfortably weird in a good way. And I think I'm going to leave it at that because I just don't even really know how to sum up this book other than that I enjoyed it, and I feel like it's definitely worth a read if you're just looking for something different. Just going to leave it there. And finally, for my book to movie adaptation, I finally got around to watching Wild. And this was fantastic. I might even have to say I liked the movie better than the book, just because Reese Witherspoon just blew me away with her performance. It was phenomenal, just breathtakingly beautiful the way she portrayed this journey of this woman. If you're not a reader, still check out this movie. It was really, really good. However, incredibly graphic. So not for children, just as a heads up. I'm just going to put that out there. But if I were going to rate this on Goodreads, it would be like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Okay guys, that is it for my wrap up. I'll be uploading my June TBR on Wednesday, so stick around my channel to look out for that and see what I will be reading for the month of June, potentially and hopefully. It's my first actual legitimate TBR video that I've done on BookTube, so hopefully that will make me read the books that I say I'm going to read. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching and stay weird. Okay, so this is take 2 because I had to stop my filming because one of my neighbors came by and wanted to know if I'd be interested in buying his house. I don't know.